here I am with IFBB Pro, Taj Parham, and national level NPC competitor, Miss Janine, now Parham, right?
Yes.
So, for those who may not know, you guys recently got married.
Yes.
Okay, so please tell me a little bit about your history, how you met, how, you know, what it's like. Tell me a little bit about the beginning of the Parhams.
So I actually met Taj through Allie, and Allie brought me to the first posing clinic photo shoot. Yeah, and as soon as we got out of the car and walked on the parking lot, he was right on the curb.
The curb somewhere.
Yeah, posing. Anyway, he stuck out like a sore thumb.
So in her eyes, she saw you first, but in your eyes, you were already on it. Already on it. Okay.
Already locked in.
Mm-hmm.
And so we actually started to do the photo shoot, and I'll let him tell this part.
Okay. Well, because we were doing the photo shoot, and you know how the photographer asked us to like focus our attention on something. He wanted to do a picture with us not looking right at the camera.
Okay.
So he said, you know, focus on something else. So Janine was wearing a shirt that said "Fantastic" on it.
Mm-hmm.
So I verbally just put it out there and said, well, I'm gonna focus on Fantastic over there.
Ooh, jumped out in the water first. Let it, you know. Did you pick it up when he said that?
It was obvious. It was obvious because if I were not as dark as I was, I would have been completely red. Because I was like, oh my God, does he know that people can hear him? And he did not care.
I knew that people could hear me, including her.
And so it was said with a statement for a reason.
Yeah, yeah.
That's funny.
Bold.
Yeah. Really? Okay. And post that, there was some courting and whatnot, right?
Yeah, so we linked up again at the Fit Factory Christmas party.
Okay.
And that was interesting because I wasn't dating anyone at the time, and he wasn't dating anyone, and I kind of was thinking to myself, I wonder, am I going to run into him again? And you know, and so I walked in, and as soon as I walked in, I could feel like his eyes on me. It was just like,
because you were waiting for it.
You shouldn't have shown up today because. So from there we just been communicating. We exchanged numbers, and we haven't stopped talking since. I don't think a day has gone by where we haven't communicated in some way.
Yeah, she says we exchanged numbers.
Right.
What really happened was.
Tell the truth. Tell the truth.
You know, I just said, hey. We were at their party, we were having a conversation. I said, hey, you know, we should take a picture.
Okay.
And she said, oh yeah, that's cool, you know. So we took a picture, and what I said, okay, I'm gonna need your number so I can see you this picture.
Smooth, pre-planned.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
nice. You already had it.
Man, I'm trying to tell you.
She didn't even know from the time you saw her. It was all mine was already set. Just like you getting your pro card, you gonna go as hard as you can. Go after it.
And I found out that you were asking JJ about me.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know, so there was some plotting going on.
Yeah, JJ knew
I wasn't even aware of.
JJ knew I had
wonderful intentions. Wonderful intentions. Awesome.
But he was very sweet. It was more of his personality.
They won you over. Not all the big muscles and
that, you know, for me, I'm a little bit deeper than that.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to be a good person. You know?
So it's who he is on the inside.
Yeah, he's extremely consistent, very kind, loving, protector. So
that's awesome. Beautiful.
Hence the camera.
Now let's get into the world of fitness and bodybuilding side of things. Now, have you guys done shows apart from each other? Like before you guys were together at all?
Yeah, I think my first show, we kind of did together. Taj, how many shows had you done before in Mid-Atlantic?
Her first show was my third.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So.
And y'all did the same show, same time?
Mm-hmm. Yes. We did the same show, but not necessarily did that show together. That was, you know, That was actually
that was
so
the second time.
that was our second time. That was our second time meeting
before
at
the Christmas party.
Right. So you guys were not together, but y'all were at the same show.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So that was you prepping individually and you prepping individually.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, have you guys prepped together as well?
Yeah.
What show did we do together?
We did.
Mid-Atlantic, right?
I think that was the first one we did together. Was the Mid-Atlantic the following year. So,
Yeah.
so the one I'm talking about, her first show was Mid-Atlantic 14,
Right.
and then we did Mid-Atlantic 15 together.
Yeah.
So tell me the difference with prepping solo by yourself or prepping with the partner that you're actually in a relationship with. What are the difference, positives and negatives?
It's interesting because we prep year round.
Oh, both.
We don't really, our normal diet is out of the Glad clear red top containers. We consistently eat out of our prep meal. So it's rice, chicken, broccoli, constantly. So the difference between us being off season and on season is less of that. So it's more portioned. We don't just grab it and go. We have to weigh it out.
Right.
So there's not it's really not a major difference. He doesn't eat out at restaurants. I do, but very sparingly. So it's not really different. It's just kind of what we do. There's no major difference.
Yeah, we're always on kind of like a semi-prep anyway.
Yeah.
It's really not much of an, I guess, off-season as they call it. I mean, we'll have our cheat meals and desserts here and there in the off-season, but our prep is pretty much, isn't much different than the off-season is. It's just pretty much increase the cardio and decrease the cheat meals.
And I think also Taj is very, like, with me, I like things specifically a certain way. I'm not gonna have him do that. Like, I don't want him to cook my tilapia with the top off, certain seasonings. I prefer to do those things myself. So he doesn't participate in what I do, and he doesn't do what I. So there might be times where I'm at work, and I'm like, hey babe, can you just put this in the oven for me real quick and just take it out before I get back.
Right.
But we don't get involved in each other's preps.
Okay.
Negatively or positively. If I'm eating a pizza and I'm not supposed to be, he has nothing to add, or he doesn't say anything now. I've never done that.
Right.
But we just more so support when we need to. Yeah, I hope that makes sense. Is that about accurate?
Yeah, that's accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah. She kind of, she has her way of things. Me, I just like, as far as my, like, say, tilapia, I just throw it in there, and it's the same. If I have something that needs to be cooked, I'll just call her or text her, say, hey, can you throw so many pieces of tilapia in the oven for me, or just take it out, throw it out for me. But it's like she said, it's nothing specific. We don't really say, hey, do it like this with this much of that much of that.
Right. So there's no micromanaging, but it is something that you gotta help each other with.
Yeah. So we prep completely separately.
Right.
Taj doesn't get involved in mine. I don't get involved in his.
Right.
Only if I say, hey babe, I need you to help me with something, then he does it. But I think that's why it's so successful for us. Like for Taj, where I need his support is just to be that calming storm for me while everything's kind of freaking out.
Emotional.
I don't need him to cook nothing. I don't need him to get me nothing. I don't need him to pick me anything up. I just need him to be that calm in that storm.
That's all.
And that's sort of what I am to him.
Yeah, I think that's a misconception that a lot of people probably have, is that we do everything
together. Y'all work out together, you eat together, you do.
Whereas it's not quite like that.
Right.
Like she said, she does her prep, I do my prep. Everything isn't, we do everything together the same way.
Right.
She has her way of doing things, I have my way of doing things now. So of course, some things rub off, like the way she plans for a show and the way I plan for a show were a little bit different. But I think with her, she'll start weeks ahead of time and make out a list and everything like that, whereas I don't.
Right. She seems a little more meticulous, while you're kind of more free spirited and freestyling.
Whereas me, like, I'm the day before the show, I just start throwing stuff in the bag, and if I forget something, I'll find out when I get where I'm going.
Right.
But I think the last one I did that was the first time that she had actually made out a list for me. And
yeah, I was kind of.
And that last one you did is the one where you won your pro card, correct?
Actually, my last one I did
was the pro show.
Right.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not saying that helps you go pro, but.
You had a little part to do with it. Now, speaking of that, okay, when you see the other person on stage, how do you feel? Are you more nervous than yourself on stage, or are you more calm? Like, how is it when you see your significant other on stage versus you being on stage yourself? Both.
Well, for me, I think I get more emotional and more involved for her than I do for myself. So if I feel like, say she didn't place quite where I think she should have placed, I'll be more salty about that than I would if perhaps
you don't place where you right. So seeing her have an issue with judging means more to you than your own.
Right, because it's different when you're watching. It's different when I'm watching her and do everything she does from the outside.
Right.
As far as her prep and seeing everything that she puts into it.
You got a visual reference of all the work and effort she's put into it. And so if she doesn't get what you feel she deserves, you want your baby to get what she deserves.
Right.
I got you. Now, how do you feel when as he's on stage?
I am a nervous wreck. Because I've seen because Taj's his package is always on point. It is always, there's never a moment where he has no weak points. So for me, I've seen where his perfect body has been overlooked or been overshadowed by maybe somebody who's, in my opinion, less deserving. Now that I'm not a judge, I didn't sign up to be a judge.
Right, and you have a little personal bias.
Right. So all of those are including in what I'm saying. I am a nervous wreck. I'm just like, okay, they better not misjudge them. I'm like freaking out. I'm worried about holding the camera. I'm thinking I'm gonna run out of space. What am I gonna do? This guy doesn't look anything but I'm just like, oh no, he ain't gonna get it. Taj got him in the legs. I'm just like, I'm the worst
already ruling people out.
I'm the worst person to sit next to when he's on stage.
But you're not like that when you're on stage.
Oh,
mentally.
I'm the total opposite because I'm so humble. Like and maybe it's because I think that I've got a long way to go. You know what I mean? Like and the way I look at it, and this is kind of how I apply things in my life. I never arrive. Someone's always gonna be better than you. There's always gonna be someone who's got bigger legs, bigger whatever, better posing, better makeup. But for me, I don't know. I never feel like I'm the best. I feel like I'm competing against the best, and I'm competitive. But I never feel like I deserve to be considered the best. But that just might be because I know what it takes to get there.
Right.
So it's not the same. With me, I look at if I lose or win, I think, okay, well, it's time to get back to the grind. Time to change things up. Time to figure out what Taj, if he loses, I'm like, oh my God. They done messed something up. They didn't get a good look. It was a light broke on the ceiling. It clearly wasn't shining on his quad. That's how they missed it. I saw the guy at the table at the end. He wasn't even looking at you.
That's so awesome.
It's a little different with him.
I got you. So, what advice would you have to other competitors that are maybe wanting to get in a relationship or questioning a relationship, or even just maybe even looking for a relationship with another competitor? What advice would you have? Would you tell them to go for it, to shy away from it? What's advice did you have?
Well, my first advice would be, don't necessarily base a relationship based off of just because she competes.
Right.
Like I would start there. Whether a person if you compete, whether a person competes or not shouldn't make or break your decision to date that person. But for those people who are dating and competing and everything, I would say the most important thing is I mean, just some support. You know,
Support the other person.
that's it. You know, you don't have to. You don't always have to prep together. You don't always have to do every show together. You don't always have to work out together, because that's not what we do.
Right.
From the outside looking in, a lot of people probably think we do.
Right.
You know, they probably think we.
Like you tell me what to do.
Right. Or you know, or they
like,
probably think
right.
we work out together all the time, but.
Or you help my
you
friend
see
make
at the
better.
gym, some of them relationships aren't too kind,
Right.
too nice, you know.
Yeah, I can't do that. Like,
Right.
You're not about to tell me what to do.
Right.
I got a coach for that.
Right.
And most of the time, even if we're in the gym together,
You do
we
your
don't work
thing.
out together.
She does her thing.
I might be working on a whole different muscle group.
Because you have different
Yeah.
physiques.
And you know what's interesting? I find that Taj was an athlete before bodybuilding. And so he knows, like he's been, even if he hasn't been doing bodybuilding for years, he's been an athlete for his entire life. So he knows what it takes to win. He knows what it takes to be a part of a program and to put in the work. I have the same mindset. I've been running since I was like 7 years old. I've been competing, running 400-meter hurdles. I've been doing this for a long time. Not just bodybuilding, but just health and fitness in general.
Right.
So this is already good. Like I've got my routine. I know what I need to do. I don't need him to help me.
Right.
I hate to say it.
Right.
So I think that it's good because we have something in common.
Right.
But we don't. Our best moments is not when we're in the gym working out. Our best moments is when we're sitting
on
watching.
the couch watching Hulu
Right.
and Netflix. We're
We're
watching
watching-
iZombie and
Right.
what's another one?
Nicolas Cage, Empire.
No, Luke Cage.
Oh yeah, sorry, that's another guy.
The Defenders, stuff like that. Those are our best times.
Right.
Right.
It's, you know,
Those
like,
are our best moments.
Yeah, from the outside looking in, you know, we're seen as this, you know, super fitness duo. But
Right.
that's as large as it seems. That's a very small part
Yeah,
Right.
it's really small.
of our lives.
Right. And that's beautiful too. You know, that you genuinely can appreciate each other when y'all just doing nothing.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, let's get the juicy stuff,
Ah.
okay? A little juice, not too much juice.
All right, you talking to the right
No,
guy.
right.
Juice.
All right. So each one of you is gonna tell me or tell us one thing about the other person that nobody would even know. Surprise, something that people would be shocked to know about IFBB Pro Taj Parham. Something that people would be shocked to know about Miss Janine Parham. Something that people don't know, possibly others in the Fit Factory. So,
You want to go first? I need to. I think I have one.
Well, you go ahead with yours.
So, Taj is Taj gets along with any and everybody. What people don't realize is that Taj is like a bit of a nerd. He's a bit of a nerd. We were at some Christmas party. One of our friends.
Super Bowl.
Bowl party.
Where you going?
And you know, it's a bunch of people, young and old, really nice crowd. One of my friends invited me, and out of the corner of my eye, Taj is having a conversation he must have been like 80 years old. From where was he from? Germany, Italy. He was from
Ireland.
He's from Ireland, and they're just chopping it up for like 20 to 30 minutes.
talking about
Nothing. So people don't realize Taj doesn't want to talk about working out. He doesn't want to talk about fitness. He don't want to talk about how big his biceps are. He wants to talk. We want to talk about
I like
Superman.
I like movies. I like cars.
Lizards.
You know, I mean,
So that's why when I introduced him to my family, I
Right.
said to them, don't talk about fitness. Don't ask them what the best diet is to
because
get their abs
the visual perception, they're thinking
Yeah.
one thing, and really inside he's a whole
Yeah,
talking about a whole
don't
different
treat him
stuff.
like he can crush you, like, because that's not who he is. People don't realize that.
Right.
People think that what they see on the outside is what he want, like what they want to talk about.
Intimidated
talk
by the
about
size.
Macho Man Randy Savage. Let's talk about that,
let's
right?
talk about yeah.
But that's one thing that people don't know, that Taj is he'd much rather not focus on fitness. He'd rather really get to know somebody.
Awesome. And what is it about Miss Janine that people would be surprised
It's
to know?
It's funny that she brought up what she did, because I would say the thing that people will probably be surprised about her is like this calm, you know, very soft-spoken, person that we see out here at the posing clinic that's
very elegant, very elegant.
Oh my gosh, everyone, it's so nice to see you. She's all quiet and stuff and shy, acting like that.
Yes.
She is live at home. She is live.
Really? All the way.
All the way live.
I don't know what he's talking about.
She's all the way live. It's like it's 0 to 100 when we walk in when we walk in the door.
Is it really that?
Yes. Yes, it is. She's talking smack. She's cracking jokes. All that.
All that.
All that.
All the elegance out the door.
Like, I don't think show we were at. We were at I can't remember what show it was, but me and Janine were kind of playing around, and she used a bit of language, and this other person's reaction was, "Oh my gosh, Janine!"
Couldn't believe
it. And I was like, Psh, you should see her at home. Like, that's nothing.
Let me not do something right, dude. I hear it all day.
You should see her at home.
That's awesome.
So I think that would be like just to be a fly on the wall and see us at home, and this goes for both of us. Just to be a fly on the wall and see us at home, I think that would surprise anybody, because I know for a fact it's not what most people think it is.
Right, the perception is
they
very much different than reality.
We're doing push-ups and sit-ups all day.
But what we're really doing is eating cookies.
Cookies with a remote. With one of us got a remote in our hand, petting the cat, and I'm holding the lizard, and we watching, Total Bellas.
Oh, that's my show.
So.
But we get why that is, why people perceive us to be that way. Because it's not common that you see someone that looks like Taj, right? He's a very nice guy. He's very friendly. He's a little unique. And then for me, I think that not enough Black women really focus on health and fitness.
Right.
I think it is something that we as Black women need to do better, and just women in general. I think that health and fitness for women is really important. So to see that, and then to see someone like Taj, people look up. People do look up to that, and I recognize that. I don't think that I don't ask for it. I'm humble. I don't even think I deserve it. But it's. I see why. I understand why people look up to us.
Yeah, and that's something that honestly, that I'm having to kind of, even still, and I've been doing. Well, like she said, I've been an athlete forever.
And you've been a state champion in the state of North Carolina for a while.
A few times.
Right.
Yeah.
Really, I really don't like to be the center of attention. So a lot of times, I might see, like we might be at a restaurant or somewhere, or at a grocery store, and I might see somebody staring at me, and I'm like, gosh, why you keep looking at me? And we might be at a restaurant, I might see like, gosh, why that guy keep staring at me? But I'm happy, and I'm happy to get used to that, and
to the fans and the followers, and the people who know you as well.
Yeah, and I have to remind them, some people, they don't know the right thing to say. Some people, what they really want to say is, "Oh, I admire your hard work. You look awesome. I wish I looked half as good as you do." But what actually comes out, it says, "Dang man, where you get all the muscles from?"
Right.
Let's go on, bro.
Or they'll say, "Let me get your autograph."
Right.
Or they'll say, "So how much you bench press?" So I have to remind them. I say, some people don't know the right things to say.
Right.
What they're really saying is, "I admire your hard work. You seem like a really cool guy. I'd love to get to know you."
like it's like, I feel like kind of like the way Marshawn Lynch, the NFL, the football, doesn't really like talking to the media,
right?
Because he just has a thing where he doesn't like that,
right? He
doesn't like to be the center of attention. I'm
right.
kind of the same way. I'm just kind of like, I wish I could just blend in and not be noticed, but
it's kind of hard. But you definitely are a humble guy, and you guys are a very loving couple. You can tell it, you can feel it. What
So I guess to wrap it up, we just kind of want to share with people, like, it's not about fitness. Like, I didn't meet Taj and fall in love with him because he works out. I met him because he works out, but I fell in love with him because of who he is as a person. And that's really, that's really more important for me everything else is sort of, all the benefits come with it.
Right.
We don't put any pressure on each other. I care a lot about him. I want the best for him. And I support him in anything he wants me to support him in. And if he doesn't need me to support him, then I'm there if he needs me, you know?
Yeah. Like I said before, you know, for everyone out there in the land of the single, looking for someone to date, to start a relationship or to marry, you know, I would say whether a person works out or competes or not, that shouldn't make or break whether you you know, whether you decide to pursue this person. I mean, because like I said, for us, that's a very small part of our lives. If Janine could tell me today that she never wants to do another show again, and I'd be fine with that. You know, that's very, you know, not important.
Right.
What's important is, you know, just love and support in whatever, you know, whatever just the person's, whatever your significant other is into, whether it is competing or it's just, I don't know, cooking or something.
Right.
It just, you know, support them in what they love, and everything else will work itself out.
So what is next for the Parhams? What's the future?
Ooh, that's a good question.
You know,
we have a lot of plans in 2018.
Ooh,
Got a
there's
lot
some
of plans.
some things on the horizon.
He's got his pro day, his next pro show we're planning, and then we're probably going to plan my show around his.
right.
We've got our honeymoon to plan. We'll be doing that.
Still haven't done that yet.
Yep, we're probably going to go overseas.
Somewhere.
Yep.
If you think in America people coming up to you is a lot, wait till you go overseas. They immediately gonna think you're something.
Obviously, with the Fit Factory, we're still gonna be here, helping new people, spreading
lives.
You know, spreading love. Like, you know, I didn't come into this knowing everything. If it wasn't for Allie, I probably would have left, because she made my experience so awesome, and so I want to pay that forward to being a part of Fit Factory. Continue to pay it forward.
Right.
You know, spreading love, knowledge.
From earlier in the conversation, you pretty much said Allie brought you to the photo shoot, so kind of the Fit Factory is what.
With Alley Cat. Yeah. She just didn't know she was bringing
you a gift.
All right.
Yeah, like she said, you know, we're planning. We're still planning a honeymoon, and
we got some cool stuff coming next year.
I'll be trying to work on some Olympia points,
some branding. We're working on
yes, we are working on some branding. Flexville coming soon.
Ooh.
Be on the lookout for that. I wish I was wearing one of my shirts, but I'm slipping right now. But we'll get you next time.
Working on some branding
for men and women. Yes.
Flexville.
That's right.
Straight out of Flexville.
Straight out of Flexville.
All right.